No, you're not watching a porno. This is the Marc and JD podcast with our brand new intro, courtesy of the folks over at Restream. Totally sounds like a porno.
Looks like a porno. It has
Looks
like
like a
that.
porno. Does it
There's
look
a
like
lot
a
of.
porno?
There's a lot.
Yeah,
there's
it
a lot of
does look like a porno. It does. It looks like it's like. Remember when you used to try to watch like the dirty channels on your cable box before it was like all digital? It was like always like sometimes you could see it, sometimes you couldn't.
Little fuzzy, but you can make out the nip every once in a while.
Yeah. Oh man, 90s porno.
90s porno was rough.
What a way to start off the show. I forgot to talk about this last week, but when you did your guest spot on the Monday Night Huddle,
Yes.
the host brought up that we talk about bathrooms a lot.
We talk about poop a lot.
Do we, or do we just like, is that what's
I
funny and that's just what goes out on the TikToks and the Instagrams of the world? I really don't think that we talk about it all that much.
I think in the last couple of episodes you talked about the bathroom being really small and then your kid not shitting. Or
the
shitting
kid
too
not
much.
shitting way back. That's two.
Yeah, so maybe
that's two clips, TikToks or whatever you want to call them, TikToks and Reels, where we did focus on bathrooms.
Yeah, and the TikTok too. Now the last one was about testicles, so it's a little. We're really breaching the internet here as far as what we're talking about. Testicles, poop, bathrooms.
But what else is there to talk about? We're into that kind of shit. We're dick and fart jokes, right?
What else are we gonna do?
Right, that's the dick and fart joke kind of thing. You know what my kid likes to do? He takes a dump and doesn't flush.
That's what every kid does. My kid does that every single time.
It's like, I don't know if he's just too lazy to flush, or he's like low key telling me, "Yo, look at the size of this shit."
Yo, Dad, beat this.
And like sometimes I'm like, God damn, kid. It's like,
shit, where'd that come from? That's as big
and
as
other
your
times
fucking
I'm like,
intestine.
dude, like that's the last thing you like when you go to a public toilet.
Yeah, and you would see somebody else's shit in there. Yeah, exactly. Fucking, my kid does
kids,
that
man. Kids.
Fucking kids.
Fucking kids. I'm not not fucking kids, okay?
So no, that's fucking weird. That can be taken out of context.
We are not cool. You know, the Josh Duggar just got convicted of that today.
Speaking of convictions, Juicy Smollett got convicted, or whatever the fuck his name is.
Juicy? I thought it was Jussie. Juicy?
I don't know. If my name was spelled Jussi, it would definitely be Juicy. Juicy
Is it really Jussie?
I don't know if it's Juicy or Jussie, to be honest with you. Is it Smollett or
Juicy?
It is Juicy. I told you.
Well, hold on. That's what the pronunciation key is, and I can never follow that.
This is the dumbest fucking story of all time. The dumbest fucking story. I don't know what he's gonna get. Probably nothing.
He was found guilty of 5 of the 6 counts.
Yeah, I know, but he's not gonna go to jail. He didn't.
It's a felony because it's filing a false police report. So I don't know what he was actually convicted of like which of the accounts he was convicted of.
Taxpayer money.
Maybe, I don't know. It's so dumb. It's so dumb.
Chicago PD is so pissed off at him. So pissed off. The DA is so.
I thought it was more of he was on
Empire. No. I'm talking about the police department of Chicago.
Oh, I didn't think about the show. I'm like, he's on that show. I was so confused.
No, he was on Empire. No, like the DA and Chicago PD, like the police department, the actual police department, are very upset with him because he's a fucking retard and he lied. Like, why do you lie about shit like that? So fucking dumb. Like, come on, man. And then he's like, the worst thing he did was get on the stand and then lie more.
Does he?
He said that he went to
get a job again in Hollywood.
No, never. You know, he was in Mighty Ducks. I did not know that. He was. He was in the original Mighty Ducks.
Only in the original.
Yeah,
I didn't know.
So he got on this, and he actually said he went to a gay bathhouse with one of the attackers. So I guess they jerked off together, is what he said. Like, I guess you're digging your hole even deeper. Like, fuck.
He was also on Coach. You remember that show, Coach?
Craig T. Nelson, yes, of course. And Dauber.
That was on for 200 episodes.
Well, 2
I
or
feel
3 years ago,
like
they tried to
that
bring
would
it.
never exist anymore.
Well, so 2 or 3 years ago, they tried to bring it back with Craig T. Nelson, like in a like a reboot kind of thing. Not a reboot, but like a continuation, kind of what they did with like stupid other shows
Let's
that
see here.
they
They ordered 13 episodes of a sequel
hmm
to set on his
never.
son, to set a focus on his son who had taken a coaching job at a small school. But it was canceled.
Yeah,
Pilot had
never
mixed
happened.
results.
Never
I wonder
happened.
if that pilot is out there.
Oh, I'd love to watch that. I loved Coach. Coach is a great show. Craig T. Nelson's great.
I remember it, but I couldn't remember like any specific like plot line or
No,
anything.
it was like like my wife watched Major Dad, um, from beginning to end, pretty recently. Maybe like less than a
Why?
year.
I mean, there's only 96 episodes, but why?
Um, I don't know. It's an enjoyable show. It's like background noise, like when you watch the fucking Golden Girls, or whatever the fuck you put on
I
behind you.
guess, but you'd have to have at least liked it in the first place, I think.
It's actually it's a pretty damn good. It's a pretty good show. Joel McCraney is a really good actor, and the rest of the show is good. But it's just it was a half-hour comedy that I think it was ABC put out back then, and it was on for maybe 4 or 5 years.
CBS.
CBS. So I mean, it was on for 4 or 5 years, and it was on. But I mean, you like those episodes. I don't remember any of that shit. I don't remember any
It,
of those episodes. It was just background noise when I'm a
it,
kid, especially my parents watching it.
the early 90s was the heaven of like pitching a really specific sitcom. There's so many of them.
We should go back in time and just write shows for the '90s. We'd probably make a
It was
fortune.
like it had to be like kind of related to their job, right?
Hmm.
So even Seinfeld kind of falls into that.
Well, yeah, he was a comedian, and
Drew Carey
uh,
show. He worked in a department store.
yeah,
Major Dad. Home Improvement. What were we just talking about? Coach.
Coach. A bunch of shows from the '90s that were like that, though. Like a lot of them didn't actually pan out. You know what show I missed from the '90s was Single Guy with Jonathan Silverman. That was a good show. Caroline in
I
the
don't,
City with Leah Thompson.
I don't remember. I don't. I know I've heard of it, but I don't really remember it that much.
And you had weird cartoons like The Critic that were on during the same time. The '90s was weird for
Love the critic.
television.
Love
Me
the critic.
too.
Doogie Howser. That counts.
Duke House accounts. That wasn't a sick.
Super
It wasn't.
doctor. Super young doctor. Yep.
But that wasn't a sitcom though, was it? That was an hour long. That was a
No, it
45
was.
minute.
It was a 30-minute show.
Really? I don't
Yeah.
remember it being that short. They just remade that for Disney Plus with a girl. I don't know
Did
how
they?
that works.
It
I
always
don't know
has
how
to
that
be a
works.
girl. It always has to be a girl. All these remakes always had the girl
Has
meets
to,
world.
it has to be a girl or a person of a different color. That's what it is. That's how you sell a remake now.
Oh,
That's how.
Wings. There's another one.
Oh, Wings is a great. What was the other show that was with Wings?
Reboot Wings.
Oh God, I'd watch the shit out of that fucking show. I love that show. Lloyd, Thomas Hayden Church. Come on, it was the greatest show of all time.
Cheers.
Cheers, yeah.
Show to bar.
But Cheers
Show to
was more of
bar. Wings. Cheers in an airport.
Cheers was more of like an '80s show though. It came out in late '80s.
Yeah. It came out. It came out in the early '80s. Actually,
like
it was
like
done
'80s.
by the
But
early
but
'90s.
that was one of those shows like How I Met Your Mother and like all those shows that started weekly and then they gave them a shot. It doesn't happen anymore, and it picked up an audience and it just ran forever.
At the time, NBC had nothing else. So
Cheers had. I mean, it was Ted Danson who became a megastar for the '90s. 3 Men and a Baby, all that other shit. He fucking dated Whoopi Goldberg, like all that random shit he did to make him popular. Then he was on CSI for like what 5 seasons before they
I
canceled it.
feel like I'm missing a couple shows here. Anybody out there know of a couple '90s shows that were missing? Dave's World.
Dave's World.
There's another one.
Night Court, Murphy Brown. Those are two fucking heavily favored shows. Night Court.
We're talking like super specific premises. Like Friends is not a super specific premise.
Night
Court. Just six people.
Night Court is super specific.
Specific.
Murphy Brown is pretty specific. But you're talking about shows that are getting rebooted again. Night Court's getting rebooted right now. And Murphy Brown was already rebooted and failed miserably. It was actually pretty funny, but I mean,
where's my Wings reboot?
I would. You would have to get Tim Daly back and Steven Weber back. I don't care about the rest of
Why
the
not?
cast.
What else are they doing?
They're
I
not doing
was
anything.
I was looking for something to just put on as background noise, okay? And I was on Peacock, and they have like
Uh,
a whole list of like 400, I don't know, 40 channels that are just like live right now. Or I
mhm.
guess it's just a movie, it looks live, but it's just a
Yeah,
movie that
yeah,
plays. And I'm
yeah.
like, I put on a Christmas movie, or I was like, Steven Weber's in it. I'm like, all right, that sounds like decent background noise. I didn't really pay attention to this movie at all. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Every time I looked up, I'm like, what is happening? It was kind of like a Christmas Groundhog Day movie.
Isn't Groundhog Day a Christmas movie anyway?
No, it just no. Groundhog Day takes place in February. It takes place on Groundhog Day.
I thought Christmas was in there somewhere. Maybe because of the snow. I don't know. I haven't
Because
seen it in a long time.
it's definitely the snow.
So you got. So you also have like the shows that were on TGIF in the '90s. Yeah, Fresh Prince that was on in the '90s. Um,
Yeah, it's just they don't do shows like that anymore. Really, the '90s was like
Married with Children.
see if we can take the smallest slip. It's not even much of a premise. Like the older shows, the older comedies have a little bit more of a premise behind it.
News
The '90s was
Radio.
like we're just gonna take a comedian and like a little semblance of like a story, and hopefully it falls into place.
Well, that's kind of what happened with News Radio until Phil Hartman's wife killed him and then killed herself.
Right.
But that was a good show too. I mean, it had its moments.
I guess.
Spin City was
Spin
another one.
City.
That was another one in the '90s. I get. I don't think Kings of Queens came out in the '90s, did it?
But King of Queens was well, maybe late '90s.
Good. I don't know. I don't feel like looking it up.
I
It was
feel
on
like
for nine. It was,
you're only talking about the big shows. What about the shows that didn't go very far? Okay, what about the George Wendt Show? Okay,
oh God.
8 episodes of the George Wendt Show.
Oh, that show was terrible. I
What
remember
about
that
what
actually.
about Hearts Afire?
What the fuck is Hearts of Fire?
It had John Ritter and Marky Post.
Well, he
It
went
aired
on to
for
be.
it aired for 3 seasons. Also on the show, Billy Bob Thornton and Ed Asner.
You know what show is great? Sports Night.
You love Sports Night,
I
but that's
love Sports
different.
Night.
That's a Sorkin show. That doesn't
Oh,
count.
I don't know how Sorkin did a half-hour show. I mean, God, it was just word. The script must have been
The,
85 pages
the
long.
script was probably an hour long.
They're just talking really, really fast.
I
That's a. You know what I miss
I
on
don't. I guess
TV
maybe
is
I don't watch TV like that anymore, like I did in the '90s. There's just so much more out there that's more
two
for
guys, a
me
girl.
as a
There were
person.
two guys, a girl, in a pizza place. Lasted like 3 seasons, maybe.
Yeah, I just maybe that kind of stuff doesn't exist because we're in a much more fractured entertainment world.
Yeah, I
What
mean,
was the last? Do you watch any current sitcoms, like network sitcoms on TV? I'm not
the only.
talking Hulu or Netflix. I'm talking straight network sitcoms.
I don't watch. We don't have live TV anymore,
I don't
really.
have live TV anymore
But I mean,
either.
I
But
guess we have Paramount Plus, which has live TV. But the last sitcom I really watched was The Neighborhood with the guy from with Max Greenfield from the New Girl, plays Schmidt, and
oh
Cedric the
right, okay.
Entertainer,
Mhm.
which is
I
it wasn't a. I mean, it's just like your cookie cutter, bullshit show. It's not anything fancy, but he's funny, and so is Cedric the Entertainer. It's got Beth Bears from Two Broke Girls,
like
and the,
there's
the
there's really not that many. I'm looking right now. There's really not that many on.
no, like you got Young Sheldon and shit, and Big Bang Theory's gone.
United States of Al. The hell is
Yeah,
that?
that's actually pretty popular. It's like he's
The Connors. We rebooted Wonder Years. The
well,
Goldbergs, which has been on forever,
they rebooted Roseanne as
and
the
then
con,
and then killed her off. Right?
and then killed her off and renamed the show The Connors.
Yeah.
It's a sequel of a reboot. It's fucking retarded.
Does Fox have any sitcoms?
Not anymore, I don't think. Honestly, the last sitcom they tried was a Adam Scott and God, what is his name? Daryl from The Office. I can't remember his name. Craig Robinson. Craig Robinson. It was like they were ghost hunters or something. It was like retarded.
That was
It's a,
years ago. That was a
I
long
know
time
that
ago.
that's the last sitcom thing I can remember.
I'm looking right now. They have 2 shows on Fridays when they're not doing football. Not Fridays, Thursdays. One called they haven't even premiered yet. They don't premiere till next year for this season.
I can't even tell you. I have no idea.
So I don't even know. Like I've never even really heard of them. I'm going back and looking at last year's what they had on Fox. So all these are hour longs.
Yeah,
Hour longs.
they canceled like Prodigal Son,
Oh,
all this
they
shit.
had Last Man Standing.
Yeah, but didn't that move to? No, maybe it
Call
did move to
Call Me
Fox.
Cat. That's Call Me Cat with Mayim.
My Blasic,
Mayim.
whatever.
I guess they brought that back. They have like two shows. They had a show on called The Moody's with Dennis Leary.
Yeah, it lasted like 2 seasons. Never watched it.
Do you know what looks good? And I only see it because I think it's on Paramount Plus. Is Ghosts.
Yeah, it does look good. It does look good. That actually does look really funny.
I'm waiting. I think it's a new show, right? Like it just came
It
out.
is, yeah, it
I'm
is. It came
waiting
out
for
this
the
year.
renewal before I decide to delve in. You know how I am. Like
Yeah,
I was gonna watch Cowboy Bebop, which got canceled.
yeah, which is ironic considering they put a lot of stuff behind that show.
It has to do with like how many people watch it and stuff. The reviews were not good, so
No,
they
it
just
wasn't.
straight up canceled it.
It
And now
looked
I
good.
don't even bother with it now. It's just like the other show that they had, the superhero show that didn't
Oh
get.
god, yeah, that show was fucking brutal. It was fucking
I can't
brutal
even
to
remember
watch.
the name of it. Ghosts
Uh,
only just got a full season order,
as far
so
as
they
I know,
haven't.
it's doing pretty well.
It
Just
looks okay.
I will say that usually shows get picked up. I mean, unless it's doing like gangbuster fucking numbers, it's not going to get picked up until like March probably.
Oh, look
Like
at that!
May.
It's based on a BBC show.
Of course it is. Of course it is. I mean, the premise is kind of funny because they move into an old house. There's a bunch of old ghosts there that like are dead, obviously, or have
Oh
died
yeah,
in their
it's
house or something
great.
like that. It's a funny
It,
premise.
it looks, and then the previews I see they look funny. Who's it? Who is this
Um,
the American version developed by? I don't know who these people are.
what's the
I don't know
names?
any of these people on this damn show. So much I don't watch TV anymore. Like I started
But
watching Netflix documentary. I watched Tiger King 2, and they got this thing on pop music that they just threw out there that was pretty interesting,
Rose McIver was Zombie on CW.
which I
She
never
looks
watched.
complete, which nobody watched. The dude is from what was he in? Just recently, Free Guy. He was in Free Guy.
Free guy.
He was
Who
this.
guy?
He was a
Who
Free
guy?
Guy.
Which guy?
He was the dude's friend in Free Guy. The dude from this
Oh, okay.
Steve from Stranger Things.
Ut
Uh,
Ut Utkarsh.
Utkarsh. We fucking
Utkarsh.
we butchered the shit out of that one.
Well, he goes by
Um,
his stage name UTK the INC because he's a rapper.
nice. I'm
Holy
I'm in.
shit,
Let's
he's
do it.
married to Naomi Campbell.
Are you fucking serious?
What? Is
Really?
that true? Come on.
She's 50. Wait, she's 51 and he's 38.
That
I
can't
mean,
be true.
okay, whatever. I don't know. I now have to go listen to some of the
Not the
rap.
British supermodel. Okay, well then why like not
But it
the
does.
same name?
But if you
It has to
but if you
specifically
cl-
say that on the website.
but if you
If you were just looking at that, like you would be like Naomi
but if
Campbell.
you
Like
click on the name,
I was so confused for a
but if
minute
you
there.
click on the name, it takes you to Naomi Campbell's name.
I'm just I don't know.
But it takes you to her name. If you click on it on Wikipedia, it takes you there.
Holy shit! Just like when I learned last week that Matt Vaughn is the director of um, what are those movies? The fuck, what the hell are those 2 movies? Kingsman and the sequel. Uh, he's married to Claudia Schiffer, which I had no idea. That was like kind of way out of left field. Naomi Campbell is not married. She's also 50. But whose connection is bad? Me?
It'd be
Are
weird
you
if he was
talking?
married to Nev Campbell.
Who's
That'd be
married?
weird.
Nev Campbell. That's a name I haven't heard of in a while. Is she involved with the Scream reboot?
Trying to. You're breaking up real bad. I think it's probably my internet. It's been shit day.
It doesn't look like
Can you hear
me.
me?
My connection is green.
Okay, yeah, it's probably me.
It's you. Can you hear me?
Oh, what's going on? Talk amongst
Hello?
yourself.
Test. Test. I'm talking amongst myself. I can't go on a rant like you did. Coffee talk. I'll pick a topic. I can't go on a rant like you did about Hawkeye. I can talk about the Netflix documentary about pop music. I can't remember the freaking name of it though. Um, it's called "This Is Pop." We watched a couple episodes of it. It's pretty interesting so far. The first episode was on Boys to Men. They had an episode about auto tune. They had an episode about like Swedish music producers and why they're big, and that was the one that got me really interested so far because there's this one dude that does a Swedish metal band, okay, but he's also got 10 number one hits and 4 Grammys for producing pop music. I just don't know how that works. Like, could you imagine somebody like from Anthrax or Megadeth producing pop music in this country? I don't know how that would work. That's just so odd to me. Maybe it's because he's only a Swedish metal band kind of guy. But "Shake It Off" by Taylor Swift, he did "Shake It Off" by Taylor Swift. So, and that's among others. The guy's name is Shellback. Excuse me. His name is Shellback, and he's produced like a whole bunch of stuff for Pink, Taylor Swift, Adam Lambert. Moves by Jagger is by this guy. I just for somebody who, if you listen to his actual music that he plays and the music that he produces and writes for other people, it's a totally fucking different world, and it's very odd. But just the whole, I don't know what it is about Swedish pop music, and maybe it's because of ABBA and how they put out so many different things, or maybe they just know the formula to get pop music to the top of the charts. So that was super interesting. The next episode, which I really don't want to watch, but I should, is about when country goes pop. And you all know how much I hate country music, especially pop country. That's what music is these days. When people say they like country music, they don't like old country music. Like we've talked about on this show before, like your George Straits of the world, your Johnny Cashes of the world. What they like is stadium country. Shit that's like the lowest common denominator bullshit. Like that stupid Applebee's song. I don't even know the fucking name of it. And then there's a remix with Kesha. Like, what the fuck? Um, it's just a terrible, terrible thing. But I do recommend if you do like pop music, and not even just pop music, really. If you just like sweet, sweet and short documentaries about music that doesn't take the topic too seriously, gives a little history. Well done. Recommend. It's called "This Is Pop." It's on Netflix, and you should watch it. Just give it a watch. At least one episode. There's at least one episode on here. The name itself, "This Is Pop," is misleading. It really isn't just pop. There's other things as well. And welcome back. This is Jim. I was talking about pop. This is Jim. Hello, Jim.
Hi.
Talking about pop music and the show and the "This Is Pop" on Netflix.
I heard it's pretty good, actually. I haven't had a chance to watch it, but
It is pretty good. We watched the first 3 episodes, and I was just saying the fourth episode is when country goes pop.
ugh,
You don't know how much I love country.
fucking hate it so much.
The name is
Uh,
really misleading though. Like this is pop. So the first episode's about Boys to Men. I wouldn't really
Boys
classify that as pop.
it's more of like R&B, the end of the road,
Yeah.
and
And then Auto Tune is the second episode.
is that the one with Little John where he steals
T
it
Pain.
from some dude or T-Pain? He steals it
T-Pain.
from dude on an airplane or whatever.
Steals
He
what on an
doesn't steal it, but some white guy creates it on his laptop and he like borrows it or he
Yep.
like pays for it or whatever.
Pretty much, like he tries to
Dude,
find it. He spends a long time trying to just like find it.
dude's a millionaire by now.
Oh yeah, and then like so there's the country goes pop, Hail Brit Pop, which is obviously on Brit Pop.
Yeah.
There's a festivals episode, an episode about what can a song do, and I'm like, I think I'll skip that one. And then this other one I can't with the Brill Building. I don't know what that is, but I'm definitely gonna skip the what can a song do. Oh, what can it do? I don't know. Whatever.
Speaking of country, I'm
Fuck
leaving the
country
country.
music.
I'm leaving the country.
No, you're
No,
not. You've never left this country.
I've been to Canada, Mark.
That doesn't
Okay.
count. Canada is America 2.0. It's better.
Sometimes.
What do you want? They have health care, they have legal weed, and they have unions. What do you want?
So interesting, funny story.
And no Donald Trump.
No Donald. Oh my God, you're right.
And think of all the comedians that you love. They're all from Canada, Jim.
Canada sounds great right about now.
It's just cold. It's just cold.
It's so
I'm tired of the cold.
No, I don't want to go. So I'm taking my talents to Florida. I'm moving.
Talents?
This,
What talents? You don't have no talents.
I don't have any talents. None of us have talents. We're talentless. We're hacks, man. We've been doing this for so long. It's just
Hack
like
radio.
we're hack radio.
That was your favorite thing. We're doing hack radio tonight.
Hack radio.
Fucking love calling hack radio.
Eric used to coin us as improfessional radio, which I thought was hilarious at the time.
Because it's not a real word.
No, now I realize why he said that.
How many years later before you finally realized?
No, it was like right after.
Oh, you
care.
lived in 1 to 4 states in your life?
I've lived in New York, Pennsylvania, here, and Florida.
You live in 4 states in your life. I've lived in 2. So
Yes.
you've got me beat twofold there.
Yes. Pretty soon I'll get you to come down to Florida.
But you've never left the Eastern time zone, have you?
Nope.
Nope. Never left
No.
the Eastern time zone, sir.
Mm,
No,
dude,
sir.
Probably never
Never-
will.
Never been out of this country. Never flown over a huge swath of water.
I have been to Canada. That is a different country, Mark. God damn it.
We're not counting Canada. Have you been to the Caribbean?
No.
Have you been to Mexico?
No.
Have you been to Europe?
No.
No. So then why would we count? We're not counting Canada.
Canada is a different country.
People accidentally go between Canada and the United States all the time if they live close to the border.
Yeah, there's a difference between that. If you go to Canada by accident, you don't get shot like you do if you go to Mexico. Or come in from Mexico, one or the other. Although I remember when we went to Canada one time, when we went to visit.
How many times did you go to Canada? You know, the funny thing is, I've never been to Canada. I've never been to Canada.
You lived, when you were in Syracuse, you were there. You were pretty close.
I didn't have a car.
Well, that's true. And then you had a bum knee for like the whole time.
Half of it.
But
But I didn't, you weren't allowed to have a car your freshman year, so I didn't have a car.
We went to Canada when we went to visit. I'm going to call him.
You call him
Pedro.
the senor.
Senor.
The senor.
We're the people we don't speak about, but we got stuck.
Well, he went to Buffalo, so he lived in Buffalo, right? So that's like right there.
Yeah, but he got stuck in Canada. They wouldn't let him in. They had to call his mom to like verify who he was.
Mom.
I'm like, are we on the border of Mexico or Canada? Like, what the fuck are we doing here?
They thought he was trying to enter Canada illegally. They're like, what is this? What's going on here? This isn't America, you know? What are you doing here?
I mean, to be fair, we did smoke a lot of weed. So it's very possible that he might have had weed on him.
Yeah, they don't fuck around with that. If you have weed or DUI, they won't let you back in.
No, and he didn't, I don't think, but
they did not fuck around with that.
It was just weird, like, because at that point, I'm not sure he was actually a citizen of the United States yet.
Come on, really?
He was born in Colombia.
Really? I didn't know that. I thought he was always born in the States.
No, he was born in Colombia. His brother was born here. He was born in Colombia. They might have both been born in Colombia, if I'm being honest. I don't fucking remember. But he had to take the naturalization test or whatever the fuck it is.
I had no idea. I always thought he was just American.
Well, he was basically American. I mean, he lived here for his entire life.
Technically, he wasn't American. Was he a dreamer? Was he a dreamer? But he
was a
was a
hip.
dreamer.
He was a fucking hippie. Still is.
No,
God.
you know what the dreamers is like the
I know what
kids.
the dream.
Okay,
Yes, yes. No, he wasn't. He moved here with his mom. You fucking weirdo.
but he's still a dreamer.
I guess. I mean, I don't think he would constitute himself as a dreamer, but I haven't talked to him in 10 years. Um, when come to my wedding, but yeah, you go.
It was undocumented immigrants who entered the United States as a minor. So that was but before the
Well,
age of 16.
he had that green card thing,
So he was kind of legal.
kind of
Semi-legal.
illegal, semi-legal.
Semi-legal.
Well, he went to high school, so I mean, I
In the
don't know.
same way that when you're 50 you can still date an 18-year-old. It's semi-legal, but
It's a little sketchy.
it's
Yeah.
definitely sketchy.
But
It's
anyway,
good that he
yes.
lived in New York and not Arizona because they would have fucking pulled him over for any fucking shit.
So this is my last episode from North Carolina.
Possibly.
Probably. Well, I
Likely.
mean,
Maybe.
I won't be able to do one next Thursday.
Are you loading up a U-Haul?
Yes.
Did you definitely got one rented? Because I know fucking it's hard to rent shit right now.
Well, I could have. I had the reservation done, but we didn't book it yet. I just want to see how much it was going to cost me.
No, my parents did the pods.
Really? They had
Yeah.
that much shit?
30 years of living in a house. But yeah.
I guess it's true. We're only going to get. We probably could make it work with a 20-footer, but we're going to get a 26-footer instead. And we're going to trailer one of the cars.
That's right. You do have two cars.
I do.
I don't
want
envy
either
you.
one of them
I really
anymore.
wouldn't want to move right at Christmas time. Although it's funny
No.
because I bought my house exactly 7 years ago. Yesterday, 7 years ago, yesterday is when we moved in. So yes, we moved into a house just before Christmas. We did do
Dude,
the
I don't
same
want.
thing.
You know what the sad part is? I waited a year plus, and then all of a sudden it happened in like 24 hours. And
It's
I was
like one of those things, like you weren't gonna get a transfer until you did it. Like it's like one of those things like you can't watch you can't watch toast in the toaster. It won't toast. You look away. Oh shit, it's done. Oh shit, it's burning now. Like
it's like, and then all of a sudden I'm getting phone calls like back to back. I'm like, hey, what the fuck? And then my buddy calls me yesterday and he goes, hey, listen,
you don't have
I
any
just
buddies.
got
Stop lying.
my buddy from Florida who's been helping me try to get down there
Wow.
calls me because he was in a different district, so he's friends with one of the DMs that's out there. And he calls me and he goes, hey, listen, this DM just called me. He said he's got a line on a store for you too. I'm like, what the fuck? Why is it Christmas? Why does it happen during
Now,
Christmas?
did you pick a store?
Yeah, well, I'm gonna get a store. I have one.
Well, like you ready to pick the one you're going to transfer to? Like, how far is it from where you're going to be living?
Like 30 minutes. It's about the same distance I drive now.
That's which sucks, by the way. If I move, I'm not like I haven't. I work from home. I don't go anywhere. So like the couple days I had to go into the office.
Where?
This sucks. This sucks. Who wants to deal with traffic and shit? I gotta worry about either bringing breakfast, or bringing lunch, eating lunch, getting lunch. Like there's too many. No, I hate this. This sucks. I had to put on actual pants. You know,
can't just wear sweats all day.
I mean, I could, but I just want to look somewhat professional.
Nah,
I really could. I mean, people have worn worse things to work.
Have you? Do you still wear the Venom shirt to work?
What Venom shirt?
What was that? The shirt you went on the interview with? Wasn't it a Venom shirt or Spider-Man shirt
What interview?
for the Navy?
You think I wore like a Spider-Man shirt?
Why do you not remember things anymore?
I don't remember. I wore a suit.
No, you did. Well, you came to see me at the Sprint store, and you were wearing.
I definitely changed.
Okay, all right.
I always, whenever I have an interview, I don't like, especially like at work. I don't wear my suit to work. Okay, I bring it with me, and I change like before the interview because A, fuck wearing uncomfortable shit all goddamn day, and B, I don't need everybody like when you wear a suit to work, they're like, oh, you got an interview today? Oh, you got an interview today? Oh, you got an interview today? I'm like, leave me the fuck alone.
But you were wearing like dress pants and dress shoes and this like Venom shirt.
I definitely changed.
Did you still have that shirt?
No.
God damn it.
No.
Mark.
I threw out. I when I used to have a ton of button down shirts that I loved. I don't have them anymore.
I have so many shirts, dude. I have so much clothes. You have no fucking idea. I'm so over this today. Yeah. So speaking of moving, I've lived in this house for 7 years, roughly. Right.
7 years, really?
Something like that. I
I
don't
lived in
know.
my house for 7 years, so I don't think that's right.
Might be 6 years. 6 years, maybe. Close to 6 years.
Were you living in that house before the kid was born?
Yes.
Okay, so then it's at least 6 years.
At least 6 years. Because she's almost six. But so I've had my clothes in this closet for 6 fucking years. Literally, don't do anything, and nothing is in that closet. It's not that heavy. There's nothing. There's clothes on top of it. That's about it. Like
You
folded
you
pants.
you store your clothes in your office closet?
Yes,
Why?
because the closet in the bedroom is kind of tiny, and I have a lot of clothes.
Apparently you
Haley,
do. I
Haley
only
does not.
have like 8 shirts that I wear. Really,
No,
I just don't give a shit.
I have like
Well, you do work in a more professional setting, so you
I wear
kind of
I
need
wear the
more.
same I wear the same fucking shirts to work every day now because
You
they
wear a
don't make you
suit?
wear.
You wear a suit jacket?
No,
You wear a tie?
no.
Okay.
I wear a fucking polo every day. It's the same fucking
Okay. I
polo.
just
Like the
like I don't know. You're a manager,
um,
man. What do I know? The manager. Last time I
they don't
worked
fucking care.
retail,
They don't fucking care.
I
Um,
you know I didn't when I was manager, but then again it was of GameStop, so
yeah. So, but anyway, so I had this closet, and it's right here, and it has this hook on it that's been there for the last 6 years, never broke. And all of a sudden, I'm sitting here waiting to go on the show, and the fucking thing just breaks. All my clothes fall. They're all over the place. Like literally, we move in 9 days.
you
We
get wait.
leave.
So like did the hook totally break?
Yes, the hook totally broke.
So you're gonna
Hook
have to
totally
fix
broke.
that before you sell the house.
Well, I have to figure out how to get the shit on there and put another hook on there at least. I mean, I'll probably just keep my clothes out of it at this point. Yep, it's great. It's a great picture.
It's a good picture. Solid picture.
Solid picture. With all my
Solid
clothes
picture.
just piled up like they're on line for a fucking roller coaster. Good for them. Fucking.
Look at that. Look at that picture. I like your TV's all wrapped up in bubble wrap and shit. Take
That's
care of
my.
it. Everybody's
That's
got at least one of these bankers boxes in their house somewhere.
that's
That's like a
comic book.
law.
It's comic
It's,
books in
it's
there.
got comic books in it. Why do you still have comic books?
Because I like comic books. I'm not gonna get rid of them.
Why not?
Actually,
Just get rid of
I
them.
I lost probably $10,000 worth of comic books in my parents' flooded basement. So these are the ones I salvaged. There's like 5 boxes left, I think.
Just grade them and sell them. Get rid of them.
I'm thinking about. I found.
The
Well, I didn't
collectibles
find.
market has never been higher.
I have the New Mutants number 98, which is the first appearance of Deadpool, which is probably worth God only knows what. But I have to
New
send it off.
Mutants. Let me see. New Mutants number 98. Value, depending on condition. What would you say the condition is? Like a 9?
8 or 9.
A 9 is $500.
Yeah, not bad.
An 8 is 450. So you're sitting on like, $500, man. That's some nice money. Some good money there.
Some good moolah.
What are you gonna
Uh,
do with it? Get rid of it.
I like Deadpool. I have some dumb shit that I don't want anymore. I threw a bunch of shit. I got
Just
rid of a
get
bunch of shit.
rid of it.
Why? Do you want me to get rid of all my shit? You sound like my
What do you
wife.
need it for? What have you done with it? It's sitting in your closet,
I have a lot.
waiting,
It wasn't
waiting
in my
for
closet.
clothes to fall on it. Get rid of it. Do you read them? Do you display them?
That one.
They're
I
not
did.
your Funko Pops.
No, they're not my Funko Pops. Those are
So,
in the basement in totes right now.
right, they're in totes, but they used to be
Prepared for
behind
movie.
you.
They were.
They used to be behind you, and I'm sure if we took an image from each of the episodes we've done on here with video, so since episode 40 or so,
Something like that, yeah.
maybe 45, I don't know, whenever we started doing it, you would see a gradual decline in the amount of Funkos behind you because you've been packing for months waiting to go. What are you going to do? Stop hoarding shit that you don't even display.
Have you been talking to my wife? I know
No,
you guys
I'm
don't talk.
just saying it in general. Stop. I've started getting rid of so much shit. If it doesn't sell, I don't like just God. stop.
So
I'm still stuck in that. I have so many DVDs I'm trying to get rid of. Nobody wants to buy DVDs.
no. So
Okay,
here's the
so
thing
what am I
too.
going to do with them?
Get
I'm
a
not throwing
book
them
and
out.
put them in a fucking book and throw away the
For
cases
what?
to
To keep,
watch them. I don't fucking know.
we have one small area of DVDs that we have kept. Okay, the majority of the DVDs in there, or Blu-rays, I should say, are Disney. And with Disney Plus, who the fuck needs them?
True. I don't have any. I don't think we have any Disney movies on Blu-ray, except for maybe the Marvel ones. But I mean, even there, like I have probably 200 Blu-rays, give or take. I don't
Get rid
buy
of them.
movies anymore. I don't buy. No, I'm not getting rid of my shit. Leave me alone.
No, maybe the movies, whatever. The comic books. What is it? You're moving shit from house to house. What
I
if you
haven't
had
bought.
when you buy your own house in Florida? Are you gonna move it again?
Yeah,
So now you've moved this. This
I've moved,
box,
dude.
these 5 boxes of comics,
No.
you've
First of
moved
all,
them from New York to Florida. No,
first of
sorry,
all,
New York to Pennsylvania to Florida, back to North Carolina, and now back to Florida. Have they? When was the last time you took them out of the box?
maybe a year ago. First time. So first of all, it was 15 boxes. I lost 10 boxes of comic books and salvaged whatever's here. They're not even. Some of them probably aren't even full at this point. I don't have that many left. I don't buy comic books anymore. I just own them still. I'm not gonna just get
I'm
rid of
telling
them.
you to stop owning them.
Uh,
Stop owning them. What? What's so hard? What's so difficult about it? How many times has the wife been like, Jim, are you gonna get rid of these? I'm really sick of looking at these fucking boxes, Jim.
nah, she don't. She don't say anything about it.
It's because
Honestly.
she can't see them. They're in your closet. If they were anywhere else where she could see them, she's like, I'm so fucking sick of seeing these comic books, Jim.
No, yeah, she would probably be pissed off about it, but whatever. Uh,
So sick of it.
the pop vinyls, I don't even really buy those much anymore. Like I'm over it.
What else
I'm
is
over.
there? What else? How?
I now it's
There's so many of them. There's like 17,000. If you've wanted to collect something by now, they've had it. The only thing they don't have that you would probably buy is like, what's that? What's that Christian Slater movie where he skateboards? No, no,
Gleaming the Cube.
Airborne, right?
Gleaming the
They made
Cube.
it. Gleaming the Cube. If they had Gleaming the Cube pop vinyls, you'd be first in line. Fucking pre-order that shit.
Only if he was on the skateboard. I would totally buy that shit. They don't have. They don't even make that movie on fucking DVD anymore, or ever. It's
That's what
on
I'm saying. Like,
Amazon.
what else is left besides really obscure Funko Pops and like one-offs of like a Ghostbuster? You know,
I mean, I don't. Like I said, I just don't. I like it's baseball cards a little bit now because that's kind of in.
but that's the hobby for you. Baseball
I
cards,
like
your
I
cards are
like
a different
old
hobby.
baseball cards. I like old baseball cards.
But you're also
You know,
sending them out to get autographed. That's fine.
I
That's
have.
okay.
The sad part is I haven't lately, just because I know we're moving, and it's been
Right. And you don't want
because
them
of
to send back to the wrong house.
COVID. Also, it hasn't done as well as it has in the past. I don't know why, but like they think they're gonna catch COVID through the mail or something.
But that's
Fucking
okay. That's
lunatics.
fine. That's like an active hobby that you participate in. You're in
Yeah.
Facebook groups for it.
Yeah, true.
You don't read
Why is this?
comic books
Why is this
anymore.
shit on Gym Day? Leave me alone.
I'm not shitting on Jim. I'm pointing out I was a bowler. You know this. I moved my bowling balls 3 times before I was like, fuck this. I'm tired of moving them, and I just threw them out.
I've moved these comic books more than it's been 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times.
You don't even get enjoyment out of it. It's just sitting there.
I actually do get enjoyment out of it, but I don't
Oh,
look at.
there's my
I
box of comics.
don't have. When do I have time to look at fucking comic books anymore? That's the problem. Like, how do you sell them?
There's nothing good out there to read anyway. Everything's being filmed.
No, I know, and that's the sad part too. Is like I was actually downloading or trying to download comics for. I got a new Kindle Fire 10-inch, whatever.
That's perfect
And-
for reading comics on. By the
exactly.
way, T-Mobile Tuesday next week is a 1-month trial of Marvel Unlimited.
Nice. Thanks for telling me. I'm going to do that.
Yeah, no problem. I'm leaving T-Mobile, so I won't be getting that no more. So you'll have to hook me up in baseball season. I'm not even joking. You will have to hook me up during baseball season.
Well, so I can actually use my MLB now without a fucking whatever. I still have that unlocator shit, but I had to use that the entire season finally, towards the end of the baseball season, when it was like World Series time, I was like, "Fuck it, Haley, we're getting Hulu. We're doing a Hulu Plus or whatever the fuck it's called. We're doing that for the rest of the series because I can't do this anymore. It was so bad. It was just
I
like,
can't do it anymore. I can't
God
do it.
damn it.
I can't do
It was
it.
just fucking terrible. I wanted to watch the fucking games. I was so pissed off. So we just signed up for free, whatever.
Speaking of, so I'm switching to Verizon.
Sorry.
Well, I have to do something with my phone plan, but they gave me like I already have Verizon at home, so you get like a double discount on each. You get extra discounts on the home and the wireless, so whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But like they're throwing so much free shit at me right now. So you get a year of the Disney, Hulu, ESPN.
Oh,
Well, actually, I don't know if it's just a year. I think it's like forever. There's no like time on it. It might be forever, which is great.
So now
I'll cancel my Disney Plus and I'll just have that subscription forever.
yes, that's what we're doing.
Another year of Discovery Plus, which I don't watch.
I need to get that from you. I want to watch Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives for like ever.
Dude, that's the only thing I ever watched on it. I went through it the other day, like trying to find something that wasn't Triple D, and I'm like, everything else on here sucks. Like, I don't want to watch any of this stuff.
That show has been on for like 1,000 episodes. It's insane.
It hasn't been on that many, but it's been on a long time.
It's a long. We talked about.
I think it's like 500 episodes.
We talked about this. But yeah, he's the king of Food Network. Did you realize? You know, there was a story that came out a little while ago about how much money he got paid to stay on Food Network, and how much like Bobby Flay wanted the same amount, but
Bobby Flay got the money. He's not leaving anymore.
He's not leaving anymore. But he got the money, but Guy Fieri got it first. He didn't even have to fight for it because
Guy
people
Fieri,
actually
he's all over. He's like their guy.
He loves, no pun intended. People love that guy, man. No pun intended. But they love him. He's great. Guy's Grocery Games, fucking everything else he does, you know. Guy's Grocery Games is like a better version of Chopped, as far as I'm concerned. It really is. Chopped is great. Don't get me wrong, I like Chopped, but Chopped is so serious. While Guy's Grocery Games is like a funny version, a more enjoyable version of Chopped.
Well, that's what it is. That's all the shows are just like a very lighthearted take on it. It doesn't take himself too seriously.
No,
he's not looking for the finest restaurants. He's just looking for a good place to go, chill, have some good food, and fucking like just enjoy life for a bit.
Yeah, he likes diners, drives, and dives. He likes fucking dive bar food, you know? We went to, we've talked about this before, but I went to a few of the places you went to. The Taco Bus in Tampa, which is
you should
really
go. You should go. You're driving, right? You should find a place on the way to go and try it out.
I can't. I'm driving a 26-foot truck with a 10 or 12-foot trailer on the back of it. So no, I'm not doing that.
It's your loss, not mine.
Fuck you.
Sell the goddamn comic books. What were we talking about before that? Oh,
I don't know.
I get you get 6 months of Apple Arcade.
Really? You don't have Apple phones.
I have an iPad. My kid has an iPad.
Oh, okay.
And what else did they throw at me? 6 months of the Google version of Apple Arcade. And I was like,
random.
There's so much shit. And then you get like they do like their own version of T-Mobile Tuesdays.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm gonna need.
I'm also getting a gigantic phone, by the way.
What phone are you getting?
The Samsung Galaxy S21 Ultra.
Jesus. How many other acronyms go with that? How many other letters? There has to be like 17 other letters.
Nope, that's
the Samsung Galaxy S21 G5 77 77 810
5G. I was just like, man, that's just like there's also Apple Music for 6 months. I don't think I'll ever use that. So if I'll give it away to somebody if I can. Like, hey, you want 6 months of Apple Music? I have a Spotify.
I have an iPhone.
I have Spotify. I'm never going to use it.
I have Spotify too, though. So it doesn't matter.
But I was like, Discovery Plus for 12 months. I've used it for one thing. And I only watched the Diners, Drive-In up to a point. Like, I kind of like the older Triple D episodes more than the newer ones. And like, I'll watch the old one even though those restaurants are closed. And I know that closed.
There's a ton of them that are actually closed. Because you look like, well, that looks good. And it's in North Carolina. I'm going to check out that place. And then you look at
closed like 8 years ago. Like, oh my God.
How old is this fucking episode? What the fuck?
It started airing in 2007. So they're like, oh, yeah, this looks good. Nope, it's closed. Closed.
We went to the Taco Bus. And then we went to Danny's All-American Diner. which was out in also I think in Tampa, but it was actually that was pretty good. They had a
Well,
Cuban
like
sandwich.
Metro Diner, which is a chain now, was on Triple
Surprising.
D.
Yeah, there's some weird ones on there, but they do
I've
some
eaten at, I want to say I've eaten at one place, and that was when I went to San Diego, well,
San
many years
Diego.
ago for work, and I didn't even know it was on Triple D. Or maybe I kind of did. They didn't. They had a couple different locations, but so like the one we went to, I don't think was the one that was on TV, but it was one of the best burgers I ever had in my life. As a matter of fact, I don't know if I ever told you about that trip.
No, probably not. Save it for next week
Oh
or
man, but
next.
it's not a long story.
Okay, go do it.
Well, it's
Let's go.
just a couple things. This is what we can end it on this note.
Okay.
I had to go to San Diego for work, and that was the first time I had really traveled far for work. I hadn't, I had a couple day trips, not day trips, but like you drive to Jersey, stay 2 nights, fucking Jersey. One time, one time they were like, you had to take a government van, a government car. And I'm like, all right, what do we got? It's like, here, drive this minivan. And I'm like, great, I'm driving a government minivan to fucking New Jersey. Anyway, so I fly. It was on Delta. I flew connected in Atlanta, which you do with Delta.
Oh, Hartford
Land in
International Airport.
San Diego. The the time change is whoa. The time change is something else.
It's like 3 hours, right?
Right. So, but you're not quite used to that. Like, so when it's 11 o'clock and Sports Center is doing the late version of Sports Center, it's done. There's nothing else. It goes on to like reruns or whatever they aired in the morning. You're like,
Yeah.
everything's just done. And I never got used to the change. So like, I would wake up at really early in the morning because I was still on East Coast time. So it's like 6 o'clock in the morning when I wake up, and that's late. That would be waking up like at 9 o'clock. The fucking city is dead, dead. There's nobody around. I'm like, oh my god, this is crazy. This is a major city. There's nobody around. I drove around the entire city one morning because I didn't have anything to do. I'm like just driving on up and down all the streets and shit. I'm like, this is fucking wild. The city doesn't really get up and start until like 8, like 7:30 is when people's like the early people start coming in, and like 8 o'clock is when it really starts to pick up a lot. And it's like just driving around like it's like a ghost town. It's not like a weird time of year. It's May, so
Yeah, it's
it wasn't.
warm.
Yeah, it's always warm in San Diego. It's always
Yeah.
so it's just we were staying in this hotel, and I had somebody with me, and he was just like the most awkward person ever. So awkward. He wanted to hit on every woman that moved, every single one, and wanted me to be his wingman. And I'm like, dude, no. Like you're so awkward about it. Like I can't. I'm not gonna do this. Like I said, we went to. It was called Hodad's in San Diego. We went there.
Yeah, I've
Great
heard of it.
burger.
Yeah.
One night, I'm like, because you get a per diem. I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna blow my per diem one day. We went to a Brazilian steakhouse. Only time in my life I've ever been to a Brazilian steakhouse. Have you ever been to a Brazilian steakhouse?
No, I've been to an
A
actual.
Churrascaria? Do you know what it is?
Yeah, it's kind of like a regular, like one of those other steakhouses we talked about. Isn't it like one of those Japanese steakhouses?
No, not even close. So you sit at a table and they bring you meat, Jim. They cook the meat, they take it off, they have it on these big things, and they're like, and they'll walk around with it, and they give you a thing. You turn it over one side for like green for yes, I want my meat,
Yeah.
red for no. So if you put it on red, they won't even stop. You have it on green, they'll ask you before they want. And I'm talking like the meat is like just cooked, comes right off. Do you want something? Okay, they cut it right in front of you on the plate, right in front of you. And it was like, oh my, there's different cuts and different styles and different cooks. And then at the place, they also had a seafood buffet, which I don't really eat seafood, but goddamn, so much food. And all I ate was meat for like an hour and a half. So much meat. And at the end, I'm like, holy shit, I ate so much fucking meat. I felt like I was sweating meat.
What
I
happens?
felt like I smelled like meat for the next 6 hours. Like it was just perspirating solid fat meat. And I'm like, oh my God. And meanwhile, we're sitting
you had the meat
outside.
sweats. You had the meat
like,
sweats. That's a
but
real
it wasn't
thing.
just like a little bit of meat sweats. This was like, what's the next level of sweats? what's beyond the
What's
meat
I don't know if
sweats?
that is you're swimming in
The meat,
meat sweat.
like meat
The meat's
pores, just like fat dripping down my face. I'm like, oh my god, I can't move. Can't move. We're sitting outside, and the whole time, the fucking guy I'm with is hitting on every woman that walks by, every waitress, every half, not even half decent looking, anything that has boobs, he's hitting on. And he's like trying to get me involved, and I'm like, keep me out of this. I'm eating meat. I don't
I
want to
just
be
want to
talking about.
eat
I just
my
want to
meat.
eat the meat.
If you
Leave me
don't have a
alone.
compilation, all right, listen. If you don't have a compilation of you saying, "I want to eat," I've eaten all this meat. I'm eating meat. Like that's the TikTok video I need, and that's
That's
what
the
everybody
TikTok
wants.
video you need, but never knew it.
That's what everybody wants. They want to hear
So
you say you're eating meat a
meat,
lot.
just so much meat. And so at the
Meats.
end of this, and I'm like, all right, I'm trying to go back to the hotel. I didn't even bother calling a cab because the Uber didn't exist. So I didn't even bother calling a cab, or I didn't bring my car. We took a cab there. I walked home. I walked home. I'm like, I have to walk this off. It was like a mile and a half. I walked.
It's not that far.
When you've just eaten 2 pounds of meat and you have the meat sweats, it's far.
So what you're saying is you almost didn't make it.
Oh no, I made it. I didn't have any
Well,
problems.
obviously you made it,
Right.
but I'm saying you almost.
But like,
didn't
it
make
wasn't like I had any stomach issues. I was just like, oh
Well,
god, it's just like so much.
you didn't have any stomach issue because it wasn't pancakes. You're fine.
Probably, yeah. And then the next night we went to Petco and watched the Padres.
Oh, I thought you read the store, Petco, where the pets go.
Oh no, sorry, Petco Park. That would be much funnier. Much funnier. And like I had
Well,
to he of course he wanted to come with me. He'd never been to a baseball game. So I'm like sitting there trying to enjoy the game. I didn't care who was playing. I just wanted to, take it in. I sat where I
yeah.
never sit. I sat way out in the outfield where I never
Mhm.
would normally sit just to enjoy it. I was near the bullpens. It was fun. But he's like, what's going on? I had to like explain it to him like a 7-year-old. I'm like, oh my God, why did you even come? He's like, I really like soccer. I'm like, what are we doing here? He's hitting on women.
Was it
That's what he's doing.
was he even a halfway decent looking person or no?
He was shorter than me. He was like
Oh,
5'4".
really?
Yeah,
Yeah, they had. So he's doing that as a defense mechanism
the
because he's
Napoleon
short.
complex,
Yeah, the Napoleon complex. He's a douchebag.
as mentioned in Red Notice. But yes, so much meat,
Yes.
so much meat. So that's really. Oh, and then okay, I forgot the closing though. The piece de resistance. So there's a law in San Diego that the airport cannot have any flights between 11 and I think either 5 or 6. It's for the airport is like right there in the city.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I guess it's true.
It's not like far out or anything like that. So for quiet enjoyment for the people, they want to sleep. They don't do any flights between 11 and 6. So that really narrows down the time you can leave for like a red eye and stuff like that.
Hmm.
So I'm taking a red eye, which I will never ever do again. By the way,
Good
never
thing.
again. Fucking sucks. The flight leaves. It's supposed to leave at 10:50. It's like squeaking out before it can leave. So we're on the plane. We're waiting for it to take off, and this woman like 2 rows in front of me is like, I don't know if I can do this. I can't do this. She's like, it's okay. Like once we get up in the air, she's with her friend or something. It'll be fine. She's like, no, I can't. I'm already feeling like I can't breathe. I can't do this. I can't do this. Like I'm freaking out. And it's like she's just like like freaking out and shit. And she's like, okay. So like her friend calls the flight attendant over, and it's like 10:40. If you don't leave before 11, you are not taking off. They will not let you take off. So I'm like, what the fuck? If we don't leave, like, we're not gonna leave. I'm not gonna leave. I'm not gonna be home for like 2 days now because who the fuck knows whenever else I'm gonna get in there. So the cops come on the plane or the airport police or whatever.
Yeah.
They start talking to this woman, and like now she's starting to like really freak out. She's not
that
like
doesn't make it
getting,
any. You
she's
bringing the
not getting
cops on
violent.
board.
She's
It's
not
not
getting
making it any
violent.
better.
Yeah, she's not getting violent. She's not like attacking people, but she's just like having a legitimate panic attack. And the only way to get her off the plane was to fucking strap her down and like one of them Hannibal Lecter kind of things and wheel her out of the plane so we could leave.
Fucking Christ.
And I'm like, 10
Did her
50,
friend
we 10:50 we start taxiing. We're in the air by like 11. We just made it. I'm like, oh my god, we just made
was
it.
was her friend go with her? Or did she stay on the
Yes,
plane?
her friend left.
I would have told her to go fuck herself and just stay on the plane.
I'm like, and then I'm like, all right, I guess I'm gonna try to sleep. And then there was this baby crying the entire flight.
Ugh,
So I fly in. I didn't sleep. So it's left at 11 o'clock in the morning, 2 o'clock. So it's 2 o'clock East Coast time, and I'm landing at where was it? Charlotte. No, Raleigh Durham. One of those two.
yeah.
And
Clit. You learned
I
that the
have to
clit.
make a connection flight. So not only did I not sleep, okay, and the flight seemed to have taken forever because in a night flight like that, they don't turn nothing on so people can sleep. So I was trying to sleep the whole time. I was fucking bored as shit. I land. I'm like, okay, where do I gotta go? I gotta go literally to the other side of the airport,
I've been there. I've done that.
and I
Sucks.
have 45 minutes to make it. And
Yes,
I'm
you got
like,
time. You got time. I had like 20 minutes to make it.
it
It was
literally
fucking brutal.
was, but like Charlotte's a big airport.
Charlotte's big. So I had to do this at the Atlanta Hartfield Jackson Airport, and I had to take
Oh,
a fucking shuttle. Dude, it was
I
brutal.
ran. My fat ass ran
Ugh.
all the way to make sure that I got on that flight. And then I finally get home and it's like 7:30 on a Saturday. No, it was Saturday. And I land and I'm like, I remember getting home and they're like, I have not slept. Just let me lay here and don't wake me up. And I think I slept for like 9 hours. I just like slept and the meat sweats and the not sleeping.
And the game with the annoying. So you have you ever seen that kid anymore? The guy?
No, one he was active duty. He got transferred out.
Oh, do you?
No, I don't see him anymore. Thank God.
Five
He was
foot
older
four.
than me at that time. He wasn't a kid. He was older than me. But yeah,
How
he
about
would not. He was like, "We're gonna send him with you," and I'm like, "I don't need anybody to go with me." The management team at that time did not like me. She hated me because I had the balls to fucking talk back to her. Because I don't give a shit, like if you're active duty or not. I don't give a shit. I'm not active duty. I don't have to treat you like from fucking God. So if you're gonna
Mhm.
disrespect me, fuck you. Like you'll get the least amount of effort I'll give you. Like, don't do that shit. She fucking hated
Basically?
me. She said to me, when I had to give a presentation, when you have to speak, you have to dress up, right? Because I don't, at that time, I still don't. I was wearing, a polo shirt and jeans every day. She's like, you have to dress up, right? I'm like, yeah, I know. So I fucking go and dress up, and I'm the only motherfucker in a suit. Everybody else is wearing like Hawaiian shirts and like just kind of chilling. I'm like, I look like the dumbass now. I'm all
She's
dressed up and shit.
she
Thanks.
set you up
It's
for
fucking
failure.
great.
You're welcome.
Fucking
She
great.
set your ass up.
They don't really care. I'm not like private industry where I need to look professional. Like just casual form, business. Not even just a step
Biz,
above business casual.
yeah, like business, like a little bit
All
better
these
than business
people out
casual.
there are wearing like a suit jacket, no tie, and jeans, and like a Hawaiian shirt. If they're like a technical, I'm like, I stick out like a sore thumb. It's amazing,
That's
amazing.
fucking great.
But
Ah,
that's my
man.
San Diego story. That's the only time I've ever been to the West Coast. The only time I've seen the Pacific Ocean. I've been to Las Vegas, which is another story for another time.
That's another. Yeah, I don't want to go anywhere. I don't like
You
going
don't have any
places.
interest of
No,
going to get.
not really.
Have you ever had? Maybe you should have a Brazil. After you sell your house and you move, go find a Brazilian steakhouse. Fogo de Chao is like the big chain.
We're do it. We're gonna do it. I think we're gonna
You
go to.
you
I
and
want to go to
Haley celebrate by going to a Brazilian steakhouse, and you get the meat sweats. This episode,
meat
Mark
sweats.
gets the meat sweats.
Mark gets the meat sweats. There you go. It's just a steak on the picture. Just a steak.
Sweaty steak.
Um. Yes. So I don't know. I doubt next week, unless we do it earlier in the week. I doubt we do another podcast before I move. So this will be my last podcast in the state of North Carolina.
66 episodes done in the state of North Carolina.
66 episodes.
Possibly 67.
Possibly 67. It depends. Like what we do next week. I gotta get the shit packed up and everything else. And but I don't have to do that until like Friday. So we'll see. I mean, I don't no promises. I still have other shit I need
Promises,
to.
promises.
I still have
No problem.
other shit now. Now that my fucking closet broke, I have other shit I need to do. So we'll see.
Gotta fix that closet.
I'll fix that
Gotta
closet.
fix that closet. Fix that closet. Mm.
Fuck. Moving sucks. By the way, I'm not a big fan.
You what?
Not a big fan of moving.
Who is a big fan of moving?
I don't know.
Nobody
I
likes
like it.
moving.
So it just depends. I mean, like when we moved from New York to Pennsylvania, we packed up the trucks and they drove. My parents did ABF and they drove the trucks down there for you. And they staggered them. So you got one and then you got another one. So like they brought one and then 8 hours later they brought you another one. So you had time to unload it. Um, this when we drove from Pennsylvania to Florida. No, Cape Coral.
Okay.
I don't care. It doesn't matter. Um, so when we moved from Pennsylvania to Florida, we drove two 26-foot trucks with two car dollies on them. Like the car, like the actual trailers, not dollies where they're rolling, but they're actually on an actual trailer, which is fucking brutal. Fucking
Moving
brutal.
sucks.
And then when we
Oh,
moved
see, now I have another story I could share.
when we moved from Florida to North Carolina, we did the same thing. I want to say we rented a 20-foot truck. It wasn't a 26 footer, but we also had a car trailer on the back, which fucking sucked.
Pretty
Oh, fucking now I gotta do
much.
it again. So I got my wife's friend, her husband, who's my friend, also I guess, is gonna drive with me down there with the dog and the cat in the car, and she's gonna drive with one dog. Her friend's gonna drive with the other dog, the kids. Oh, fucking moving sucks.
Yeah.
And then of course Haley worries about the fucking cars, and I'm worried about the cars because she's worried about the cars. So it's just
Right.
like, oh, fucking, just kill me. I wish you could do a dolly on top of a dolly and just have them
Double
sit,
dolly.
just have them sit in the car and just tow both of them. Just have everybody sit in the cars. I'll just drive the truck straight down. We don't have to put gas in all the cars. It's like, fuck, man. It's like, ugh.
Yeah, moving sucks. I don't envy you, but I did find you a nice Brazilian steakhouse when you moved to Florida called Maurizio Grill, the Brazilian steakhouse.
Where's it at?
It is in Estero, Florida.
Oh my god, I don't want to go to Estero, Florida. Fuck that place.
Is it far from you?
Like 45 minutes.
Is it that far? It doesn't say that it's that far. In Coconut Point.
Oh, probably not 45 minutes. Probably about 30 minutes.
There's another one closer.
It's 25 minutes away.
It's
Depends.
$42.99 for a unlimited meat. It's not cheap, Jim.
Challenge
But
accepted.
You just sold the
Meat
house.
sweats. I didn't
It's
sell it yet.
unlimited. You could stay there all day.
It's not sold yet. So, but I mean, I can
I know.
afford $42.99. I'm not worried about it. But that being said, we have the inspect. We're supposed to hear back on the inspection tomorrow, hopefully, and then we'll go from there. But it'll be easier, even if we don't sell it to these people who actually
Okay.
haven't backed out or
Yeah.
nothing.
Well, real quick. So
Oh,
one
God,
one
here we
last
go.
story because you,
Oh, my God.
you talked about moving.
This
When
is
I
the
moved
longest
from-
podcast of all time.
I know. Well, we've had longer. It's good. They're good stories. When I moved from New York to Pennsylvania, I moved
Worst
first.
mistake you ever made.
Well, I had
worst
to move for a
mistake.
job. It's
Yeah,
not a
sure.
mistake. I had to get a job. This is a good job, and
Good
I'm
job.
good at it. So yeah, fuck you. I rented a truck. Like first I came here to Pennsylvania because we still had like a week on our place. So
wait. I think you told the story before.
on the podcast.
Is this about the truck?
Yeah.
And it breaking down?
The truck broke down.
Yeah, you told the story.
On this
we've
podcast or the
yeah.
old version?
No, this podcast, I'm pretty sure. I don't remember what. I could
Anyway,
not tell you what.
The truck broke
Go ahead.
down. I probably did tell the story. Now that I think
Yeah,
about
yeah.
it, but the
Yeah,
truck
yeah.
broke down. It was fucking awful. I had to move the stuff from truck to truck.
Yeah, that sucks. I know we did talk about this, but yeah, and you're like how the guy helped you a little bit, and you're like, you had to go like I guess it was like it almost looked like an impound yard. I think you said
Kind
there
of,
was a
yeah.
bunch of
Mhm.
a bunch of
Okay,
trucks
so
there and
so
stuff.
I did tell the
You did-
story. So
You told the story.
somebody wants to find the episode where we talked about it because I don't have time to go through every fucking episode. Please let me know, and I'll just.
We don't label our episodes well enough, and we name them stupid shit, so it doesn't help.
Oh, the
us either.
original
God.
episodes.
Oh fuck, they're terrible.
They-
No, this is
I
not.
don't-
This,
you
this,
named all of those,
so
and you gave them really ridiculous names. At like once you started naming them, first they were just episode 1, 2, whatever.
So the original episodes, it wasn't part of. It was one of the newer ones. One of the 66 we've just done. 65. It wasn't the last one. It wasn't this one. So it's the last 64 episodes. One of them you talked about this movie thing. It was probably something we were probably talking about moving in general, and you talked about it. I couldn't tell you which one it was. I'm not listening to 64 episodes of us talking to each other again
Yes.
since
Well,
I do it every day.
right, and these episode titles are better than episode 14, "The Return of Captain Hilarious and the Shit-Stained Cowboy."
Which one's which? Who's who?
Uh, I'm not the shit-stained cowboy because I'm no cowboy. So, and then
Uh,
the other one that you named was the Adventures of Lincoln Hawk, and Barney Tonto.
who is it? Who's Lincoln Hawk and Barney Tonto, Mark?
Who the fuck are Lincoln Hawk and Barney Tonto?
Look it up.
I don't know. I don't know who's who. I
Lincoln
really
Hawk.
don't. I don't care to know.
Lincoln
Anyway,
Hawk. Wait. Lincoln Hawk is a character played by Sylvester Stallone.
in what?
Barney,
In Over the Top? Is that are they
maybe
both from Over the Top?
it might be. I think so.
Barney. What was their name? Barney.
Tonto. Barney
No,
Tonto. I don't remember. The
Barney
Adventures of.
Tonto.
Wow,
When you,
what Tonto? I know
yeah, when
Barney
you
Tonto.
Google it, you fucking find us. So yeah,
That's fucking.
it's a name you
That's
made up.
fucking great.
It's just
Yeah,
a
I think
fucking name you made up.
That's fucking great.
It's just a name you made up. So yeah, if you Google Barney, you're gonna find this episode. Of which, by the
That's fucking.
way, not only can you find it on our old podcast hosting site, but we're on the Internet Archive of archives.org. There is an episode of the Mark and JD Show forever saved in the history of America on the Internet Archive. True story. The other one is not.
Archived.
Somebody
Which is our
uploaded us on there.
which is weird because it wasn't me. And
No, it
back
wasn't me
then,
either.
back then
It's just some dude that uploads shit. Tells you the person who uploaded it.
the original podcast I did. Well, the last incarnation before this, I did most of the editing for it, which you can tell conceivably. You can tell that I did.
There are 7
So,
episodes of the Mark and JD Show on here. The original Mark and JD Show.
the original?
Yep. This guy
Really?
uploaded 7 episodes of it.
Where the fuck did he get those at?
Why?
Where's the
Why would somebody do that?
no? Where did he get them from?
From Podomatic. He probably was just
Oh,
scraping
well,
all the
yeah.
podcasts from Podomatic and putting it on the Internet Archive for everybody to have.
You know what's really funny is that on this Google Chrome, one of my bookmarks is Podomatic, and I've just never
You have
changed
not
them.
updated your bookmarks in almost 10 years, by the way.
Yeah, there's new ones
At
on
this
there.
point,
That one. There's still a link for Tasty on Facebook. That's for a macaroni cheese that I've made probably 15 years ago that I just have never changed. Whatever. I'll probably make that macaroni cheese tomorrow.
probably like what? Probably listened to us and was like, "We need to save these episodes."
This is, you
Episodes
know,
1 through 6, by the way, are lost forever. I don't
what?
know if
Yeah,
they're
I don't
around
know.
anymore.
I don't think so. But when the apocalypse comes, this needs to be heard.
We will
Okay.
be forever. This dude
Oh, we didn't
has
talk about the
uploaded
postman.
8.5 million things.
We're just a drop in the ocean for that guy.
Right. We actually have
we
some
didn't-
listens on the internet. But yes, people, we are on archive. We are forever saved. When aliens come in 50,000 years and they see the internet, they'll be like, "Who are Mark and JD?" And we can say, a guy who got meat sweats and a guy that holds on to his comic books for way too long.
Captain Hilarious and the Shit Stained Cowboy. I'll let you decide who's which.
Anyway, we're out. The long one. This is a long one. It's like a bonus episode here.
This was a bonus episode. Well, it's still, I'm gonna say it's probably the last one I do here. Maybe,
Possibly.
maybe not. I don't have a lot of time, so I work straight up until I move pretty much, and I don't really have much time to do anything. So if I get settled fast when we move, if I get stuff set up, then maybe when I get there, we can do a podcast. Maybe. I also, when I do sell my house, I'm going to buy a brand new fucking computer.
We should do a live podcast from the road.
I can try. I don't know how well it's going to play out, though. Internet on the road is not good. We try it, though. I'm not going to drive the whole way. I'm going to split it. We're going to do like 4 or 5 hour intervals or something. or
Of
three.
driving the truck?
Yeah, me and my friend Eric are gonna drive it.
You have friends that
He's a
aren't
buddy.
me?
You don't
How
you don't like
dare
the
you?
term.
Get out of here. I'm kicking you out.
You don't like the term buddy. I was gonna call him. He's a buddy of mine, but
I'm
you don't
not your
like that
buddy
term.
guy.
No, we're not buddies. We're friends. There's a difference. We're
Mark and
acquaintances.
JD on Twitch, Twitter, Instagram. We're
JD's
everywhere.
mostly
Facebook.
nice on the TikTok.
Yep. Make sure you give us a
Um,
subscription on Spotify, Amazon Music, Stitcher, surprisingly Pandora for some reason is we're getting a lot of listens on. I don't know. I don't use Pandora. I don't know if it's like people that just listen and it goes to the next podcast. I don't know how they're finding us. If drop us a line, tell us how you found us. That'd be great. So I know where to focus all my attention on in the future.
Twitter, Facebook, all those things. Yeah, get
Yep.
us. Well, we're there.
Yep. We're everywhere. We're
We're
everywhere you want to be.
we're everywhere.
Like meat sweats.
Me
We also have a couple great ideas for episodes lined up. So stay tuned.
wait. So wait. So, what's the name of that Panic at the Disco album? A Fever You Can't Sweat Out or something like that?
What? No.
Yeah, it's a fever you can't sweat out or some shit like that.
The first album,
No, maybe it's not the first
A
album.
Fever You Can't Sweat Out.
Okay, now we have to come up with something. A meat, a meat fever you can't sweat out.
A Fever You Can't Meet Sweat Out. It just
Meat-
replace
No,
everything. All the
you
people
just-
on the cover with like meat.
Well, no, you exchange meat for fever. It's meat you can't sweat out.
Yeah, you could do that. That works. And you just change the people on there to like different cuts of steak.
Yeah. Oh God, I don't have time
That
for
works.
that shit.
A meat you can't sweat out. That's perfect. Chef's kiss on that one.
Scenes from a that was one of my favorite episodes, by the way. Scenes from a
Chain restaurant.
Such a great episode.
Good title.
It's a classic.
Good title.
We have some good ones every now and then.
Every
The
now
titles
and
and the logos. I mean, there was a few in the beginning that I didn't make, but then after the Connecticut episode is when I really started like getting into
That's the
it.
second episode.
No. Well, no, I made that. I didn't make one for the first one, the return. I didn't make.
No.
I made one for the Nickelback one is weak, and then I don't think I made them a couple after that, and then I started making them like very consistent. I have all of them
After what's that one? The conspiracy theories. That was really
yeah, the Q one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that was much later. But like
Yeah,
you didn't make one for All Aboard the Alfredo boat, really.
No, I didn't make that one. I couldn't come up with anything good for that one. It was just Alfredo sauce, and it was not going to work.
Yeah,
that was what that title is one of my least favorite, and your wife came up with it. So I remember you saying, Maria, your wife wants to call it this, and I was like, okay. I'm like,
we didn't really have any ideas.
We didn't have any. We didn't have. It wasn't a great episode. It was okay. I mean, if you go back, you know what we should do for New Year's. I know we're not gonna do a show on New Year's probably, although we probably could because you don't do shit on New Year's and I don't do shit on New Year's except for drink. So I mean, we could do that on podcast form. It don't fucking matter. We could just go through all our episodes and like not play them back, but play like parts of them because you could do that on here, right?
Yeah, but
just play like
it's got to be parts that like we didn't put in like the best of, but we really think are funny. But then I had to go back and listen to all of them.
I might do that. I might do that on the road. But I mean, that's more than 15
You let me know how it goes.
Just kill
I don't have time to listen to 66 hours of us.
I don't either. That's what I said. That's what I said earlier. I was like, I don't have time to listen to 60. If you want to go back and listen and find out where that episode is, by all means, go. But I don't have time to listen to 60. I barely have time to do this. I have packing shit all over. My closet broke. I have no time to do shit. I'm moving in 9 days. All right. That's my rant for today. Next time you see me,
my rant?
I'll be tan.
Tan?
I won't be tan. I'll be there for like a day. We'll see. We'll see.
We'll catch you later, though.
Catch you on the flip side.
We'll see you in a different state. Now enjoy the porno music.